Yeah, you can hit some while we get ready here. It's okay. I trust you not to shank one into me. Go ahead. Sorry. Distracted. Yep, it's nice. That's good. So the main focus of today, I guess, would be to just kind of review everything we worked on in the past, and there really hasn't been that much when it comes to your full swing. And with your short game, we're not even going to head to the putting green because we went over that very well earlier on. I just want to watch you hit a couple more from this angle. Looks like you're hitting them pretty well on line. Touch of a pull, would you say, or how would you describe it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So how would you fix a pole in the past? What would you do to change yourself from hitting a pole to hitting more of a push or a fade? Or do you prefer to hit a pole?
I prefer a pull over a push or a fade.
And then I always like to prod a little bit and poke. Why do you prefer the pull over the fade? Or the
I feel
pull
like I
over
have
a
a little
push?
bit better control and it usually goes further.
Okay, so you prefer to miss on the longer end of things and not
Yeah, because usually even if I miss longer, it's still not usually
in trouble for
terribly
you?
off.
Okay, go ahead, hit a few more. I have to learn my students sometimes before I jump in there and tweak everything around. Is that your target, would you say? That white flag?
I thought I wasn't supposed to be.
Wasn't supposed to be?
I was supposed to
Okay.
be over the red.
Let's have you step back once though, and just look at your trail of divots here. Where would you, based on that divot line, say your target is?
To the right.
To the right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what would you, just so I have a good reference point of your target, where would you say your target is?
Where I want to hit is the red flag.
Red flag? Okay.
I have a tendency to line up to the right.
Okay.
Probably because I pull it.
Right. Well, I guess the only thing, I mean, I don't have an issue with you preferring to pull the ball versus push the ball. It's just when we do happen to catch one a little bit on the inside of the club face that we want to be aware of that, because then you can tell your dispersion so that the triangle in which you hit the golf ball grows that much greater. So let's focus. In the past, we talked about taking the club back out away from you, just adding a little bit more of a flex into the knees. Now we're just going to focus on hitting this outside corner of the golf ball. So I just lined up the lines for you just like that, so you can focus on those as you're swinging through it. What's the spot you pick when you hit you're aiming at the golf ball?
Where I'm supposed to hit.
So if we want to try and hit more pulls versus pushes, I'm going to have you focus on this outside line on the back side of the golf ball. Right?
So where's my club path going?
So right now you are pulling it, but you had 3 to the left and then 2 way to the right. So we're just trying to eliminate that right shot right now.
So what's the club, my path and my club doing now?
So your path should be swinging out to in, or outside of the golf ball to your inside
On the downswing?
on the downswing. Unless you want it.
I'm calling too far from the inside.
Well, on the pushes, yeah.
What about the poles?
On your pulls, that's an in to out problem. But if you prefer to miss it to the left of your target, you would have to change your path from out to in through the golf shot.
So what should I do?
Well, I prefer to get you more straight down the line, but I'm trying to eliminate one half of the golf course for you.
Like, what should I be doing?
So I want you to focus on swinging from the outside corner of the golf ball to the inside corner of the golf ball. Yep.
I'm going to move it because I don't like to make divots in a rut like there.
I was just trying to get you to have two consecutive lines next to each other.
The grounds crew does not for that. Well, even though everyone does it.
Thanks.
So you want me to swing over the top?
Yeah, that's one way you could say it. You could think of casting, fishing
Even if I
pole
swing
too.
over the top, am I supposed to be hitting them that far?
You'll hit. I mean, that's where your target line is. So let's take the red.
I used to bend even further to the right or left. But I'm trying to hit it over the red flag.
Right. Go ahead. Hit another one. I want to watch you hit another one, and then I want to talk you through it.
Yes, I don't want to stand with them. What it is.
What I'm doing
Trying
is
to
I'm
do.
eliminating the right miss currently. So
But I don't miss it right that often. Don't I? I miss it left.
you can, but you just told me you prefer to miss it left. And I watched 50% of your opening shots miss to the right.
No, I hit 2 left and 1 to the right.
You hit 3 left and 2 to the right. You hit 5 shots before I even said anything.
So I hit more left though than right.
Your percentage is 60% left to right. But if I told you 40% of the time you're going to miss your target to the right, and you take it down the right side of the fairway every time, you as a player would not be very pleased, would you?
No, I guess I know about going over the top. I'm curious on something else. That you could
What's
work on.
the curiosity leading to?
I guess I don't know. I feel like that's creating bad habits to have myself go over the top like that.
It depends on what your result is. Golf is a game of misses. So if we were... Here, can I borrow your cup?
I guess I just don't understand where you're trying to take me.
So let's say we stand back. At the end of the day, what we need to do is we just need to understand the path that we're taking with the golf club, because I can just swing backwards and just do a big pull and still hit it somewhat on line, right? But if we're trying to make sure we never have the push to the right in play, might have killed someone on 9. We have to focus our efforts on getting the golf club to be more out away from us on the downswing and on the takeaway. So again, red flag's my target. That's what I'm kind of looking to see, just to make sure we never have a right miss in our bag. Because when you're playing a golf course that's really narrow and tight with trees down it, you have to know that you can take it down that right tree line. For example, we'll use the Arbavita here. So I'm just going to pick the corner of the Arbavita. I can take it down the right tree line, and it will always come back towards my red flag target.
Right, but I don't like to practice my how far I'm missing the ball left. I don't like to practice that, so I don't understand why you're taking me down this path.
Because if we're...
Because I know I'm gonna, most of the time, I know I'm gonna miss it left. That's my miss. What I plan for is a left.
It's a left miss.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we can work on eliminating the miss,
that's what I'm trying to get at, I guess.
but right now you have a two-way miss going, so I wanted to cancel out the entire right side of the golf course to begin with. But go ahead, jump it. Let's go for the blue flag. I don't know. I can't tell what is way out there. I'm colorblind. 7 iron get you there?
I don't know.
I want to play this like it's an actual golf.
Right, that's what I mean. Is I'm not gonna sit here and try to hit to the red, but then pull it way left. That doesn't make sense. If my target, like I should be hitting toward the target no matter what I'm doing.
Well, we want to make sure that we're hitting at the target or to the left of it.
Right.
But let me give you an example of what I saw with just 2 shots. So I watched you hit one left down the left-hand side rough, and I saw you hit one right of the white flag.
That was out of 5 shots I hit 3.
3 left, right. I get what you're saying. But that means that when you're playing on the golf course, if you're a statistician and you break it down, your dispersion, the area in which you can potentially miss the ball, is 45 yards from edge to edge. So what I'm doing is I'm shrinking it and I'm removing the right side so that instead of missing it 45 yards, you can only miss it 25 yards.
No, I understand that.
Straight to left of the target.
I understand that.
Okay. But I can't have you
I just don't want
work
to be
on hitting
bad habits. The whole going over the top seems like a bad habit to be practicing.
Not necessarily. It all depends on what your desired result is.
In my past, I always had to work from coming from the inside because I never came from the inside enough. So then all of a sudden to have to go over the top, I feel like that's negating everything that I've worked on in the past.
But
unless I'm coming too far from the inside now, and so then I need to.
Well, it depends on what you're. Again, we're talking about what you want as a player to see. So if you want to see the golf ball go to the left on your misses, or to the left in general, you have to work on changing your path from over the top to over the top. Now, if you are okay with the golf ball starting to the right of your target and coming back to the left, that's a different golf swing, and we can work on that.
I guess what would you like me to do?
So, hand me the club once. I just want to make sure we understand. There is a huge difference. There's a fundamental.
No, I understand. I understand everything that you're trying to tell me.
Okay, but I want to show you because you're kind of a visual learner. So, there's a huge difference between this shot and this shot. They both ended roughly in the same spot. It's a matter of what you want the golf ball to do through the air. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to miss as a draw. So what did I do? You're a good player. You understand the golf swing. When you were coming through, what did I do on my first swing?
I don't understand, I guess, where you're going with this lesson.
I'm just trying to get you to understand, because you're asking me to teach you to swing more inside, but keep you missing the golf ball to the left side of the flag.
No, I'm asking you what you want me to do.
I want to eliminate a right miss.
Okay, then let's work on that.
Okay. But I need you to understand how we're walking down that path. Because if I have you standing up here, and we can talk about club face all we want, but if I have you standing up here and having a square impact position, what you do, your golf ball doesn't curve a lot through the air, right? So the easiest way for me to change path, or easiest way to change ball flight direction, is through path. Does that make sense? 85% of direction is face, 15% is club path through the golf shot swing. So if we have that 85% correct, then we need to adjust the way the path works. Unless you want to work on face. But it's up to you. You're the player. You have to be comfortable with the change.
Whatever.
What?
No, you tell me what you want me to do.
Go ahead. Set up to the golf ball. Far back flag. That's the target.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. That was the miss I was trying to get you to hit. That was a miss when we're done. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because there's no chance of that golf ball ever going to the right of your target.
Right.
That means if there's a pin tucked on the right side of the green and water on the right, you can actually fire at it. Because you're either going to hit it at the flag or be in the center of the green. So go ahead, do that again. Again, that was a good miss. You oftentimes describe your swing as Gumby-like, and this is the feeling why. Because you get up here and then you feel Gumby-ish with your arms, right? Throwing the club over the top. That's what we talked about just doing right there. Now that we've got that feeling in place, we can work on slightly straightening it out. When you take the club straight back along that path and hit the golf ball for me, so you have to do one of yours, put your club nice, not mine. There you go.
Just taking it back.
Just take it back along that path. You don't even
Is
have
this
to hit it.
lined up with the...
That is on line with the blue flag.
It's not that they don't trust you, I just have to look at it. So am I lining up left then?
Your feet are left of your target grip. So your miss was to the right the whole time. Go ahead, pick your spot. We'll readjust the alignment.
That's where I feel like I'm lined up.
Look at your divot. Look at that last divot in line. You see where your path is through the ball?
To the right of the flag.
Yep. So you're in to out still on the golf swing. I wasn't just picking on getting you to swing a little more over the feeling like the club's coming for just fun.
I have a hard time with these that really, when I have the stick right there,
Okay.
it really,
Bugs you?
correct. Usually I have to have it further, like, out this way as a reference, like, not right by the ball.
So straight back.
No, I mean,
Well, what this is a feedback thing.
right.
So if you hit this, you'll bump the grip.
No, I know. I've used foam and stuff in the past. I've had to use, like, when I lay down clubs, it really, like, throws off my alignment and my path starts to get all whack.
Okay.
So, like, usually I put, like, if I put a stick, I can't have it as close to the ball.
Okay. Just we'll eliminate the distraction right now. That's a drill that you know how to use, and you can just grab a pool noodle from your home.
I guess I need you to tell me where I need to line up.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Do you feel comfortable with a club by your feet?
Yeah, I can have it further back. I just can't have it right by the path of the ball.
Now this has got to be left of the target. Now keep in mind, you're on railroad tracks, right?
Right, I'm not a amateur.
Gotcha. was.
That's right. That's why I asked.
That should be close.
Close. I want.
That's within feet of the flag being dead straight. If you hit the ball dead straight.
So what am I doing there then? I'm coming too far from the inside and swinging out to the right.
Correct. So the only way to correct that is you got to pick and you swing towards that point on the ground.
It's a different thought that usually happens.
Okay. What's that thought so I can
I need
enhance?
to swing down the line. Except when you jump.
And that was just fun. Response again, right?
Is it correct?
Nope.
Make sure that you wind up. I should, because I know my alignment's always off.
That's on. That was closer though.
I need to move it that way. It's too close.
Oh.
Like, I'm gonna move over here.
Move over to the right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah, I needed a little further moving.
Should be spot on.
A little right of everything. Guess I can't hit yet.
No, you can't hit me. If anything, you're to the left of the target right now.
When you set the face down though, it looked like you were lined up to the right of it. Like if
Mm.
the face of the club, it looked like the ball was going to the slightly to the right.
Still?
It's not much. It's not anything like where you hit when you hit. Okay, you don't need to hit. 'Cause you don't have much time. Can we move the club for a little bit?
Yeah. On a totally unrelated subject, how does it feel as far as your balance goes right now?
Well, I'm not hitting the ball well, so not good.
Not good? Because your weight is like on the very. I'm surprised you haven't fallen over backwards yet. It's all the way on your back of your heels.
It feels like I'm leaning forward on the front of my toes.
Maybe through the shot, but I would not say. I would not say that. Nope, sorry. Would not say to dress you that way.
Right. Like a big stuff.
There you go.
I don't.
Okay. Sorry.
I have to get set first, and then I move my weight. I know you don't understand it. If I have to work on one or the other, I can't really work on
No.
down the line when I'm trying to figure out my weight as well. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
So I'm kind of going back to the weight for a moment, and then I can go back to the other thing once
Okay.
The thing that's getting me is I have to bend my knees, but yet my weight needs to be forward, and that really feels like I'm going like this. I know I'm not, but that's what's really messing me up.
Right. I would say.
I feel like I can't bend my knees more and have my weight forward more. That really, I feel like my center of gravity gets pushed forward.
Right.
I'm not saying I need to hang back. I can't find the happy medium. I don't understand.
Set up to the ball. Let me tweak you around a little bit. Okay? Just try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to swing that way. This is how I would have you set up.
I don't want to be squatting to
No,
the
you won't
extent
be.
of.
You'll be surprised at the feeling you have.
I don't care where I'm lined up right now.
No, I'm not worried about that either. There's a much easier way to get the golf ball to go where we want. Take this toe and move it back to here.
What is this doing?
Just I'm gonna walk you through the chapter here, and then we're gonna just foot back.
I'm reaching for it.
Bend the knees just slightly.
This is a change to my whole golf swing. I don't necessarily agree with changing my whole setup.
I had you stand a half inch further away.
I'm bent over this way more.
Right.
That changes your golf swing.
It will change your golf swing. Because what will happen is by bending over more.
But I want to use my height to my advantage. I'm only 5'4".
Right. But so if the golf swing's a circle, can we agree?
Go ahead.
Golf swing's a circle. If the circle swings straight up and down, or on an axis, is the circle not the same size?
Just do this. We don't have time.
Up toe, right? Divot was over the top. If you don't like it, you can go back to where you want.
Yeah, I don't. I
Okay.
disagree with it.
Okay, go back to where you want to be.
I just don't think going for a high level player that you should adjust their that much.
Typically, with a high level player, there's really not that much that needs to be changed.
That's what I thought.
Right.
So,
So it's typically
I
grip,
guess what are you?
stance, or path with a high level player. Now I can fix. Go ahead, set up to it. We won't adjust your stance and your grip. But what I can change is the way your ball flight flies. you're not releasing the toe through the golf ball right now. Can you release the toe? How would you describe that feeling? We're not worried about path. We're not worried about stance. All we're worried about is releasing the toe. How would you describe that?
I'd like you to describe it right now. I have too much in my head.
Okay, well, you can wipe everything else clean. Lessons a wash from the beginning. All it is as the golf club comes through, I want your left hand to turn over the top of your right hand. So if you imagine grabbing a doorknob and turning it, that's what's going to happen through impact. And I want the toe to point as far to the left as possible.
Your left hand over your right.
My right hand over my left. Pardon. Okay, we're going to stop a few.
Too much in my head.
Swinging hard.
It's too much.
You can remove it all. Just stop thinking about what I said. You don't trust it anyway. There's no point in even pretending like you're gonna take an ounce of it. There's two ways to get the golf ball to go where it goes. I said this in the beginning, and you kind of dismissed it. I can fix path, or I can fix club face.
Right, I guess I think where I need to work on is more of the club face.
Right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you to release the club.
Yeah.
But you haven't released. You got to release the club.
I just hit one that I
Okay.
was working on.
Go ahead.
I
Step
haven't-
back up.
It's only been one shot.
Give it another go. Is it the club face or the path? Alright, here's a 9-iron. Pitching wedge, pardon me. You ready? I gotta put you in a drill. It's okay. Okay. Everyone can relax.
I'm trying to. Too much.
All I want is your feet together, heels touching, toes touching, and then you just take the club. So our target, I gotta rephrase it. So our target is the white flag. You see how the red flag and the white flag make like a field goal, where you can kind of sweep it in from the right. I want you to eliminate your lower body, grip it here, and just focus really hard. So pick that right flag as your target on getting it to hook through the gate. That wasn't enough. I would want to see more of a hook than even that. Try one more time. I think I have. The ability to do it truthfully. That's the goal. Heels touching, toes touching.
I can't.
That hook. that feel more crisp off the club face?
Maybe at fat. Can't tell.
So, I
guess
don't
what
know. I'm seriously asking because I don't know. I'm not questioning you. I'm not talking down to you. I seriously don't know.
Don't know what.
Are you getting it to go left because you're flipping your hand versus turning your wrist?
I'm flipping.
You're flipping.
Because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Do you know how to actually release the golf club?
Correct, but that's something that I've always struggled with.
So, stick the golf club straight out in front of us. Right there. Can you, let's go back just a little bit. Go like this and turn the toes. You feel that?
Yeah.
Do that 5 times. Faster. Harder. That's the proper release. So the back of your left hand should always be turning down through the golf ball. Go ahead. Then. Now I would not be taking hard swings with this right now. I know in the drill I was just having you work on as quick and as fast as you can, just to get some speed in your game, or in your hands when you were working on the feeling. But now, this should be a slow, easy swing. You're just really feeling like you're turning that club down. Could you hit it with the toe of the club if I asked you to? That was more of a relief. Go ahead. This is a drill I would have you hit 15 balls a day doing. Okay? Now we'll just have you find a spot where you want to hit it, where it's comfortable, feels good. Out in the hole. Pick your target, and then let that motion happen. And I would take like a 50% swing, not 100% by any means. How did that feel?
But not good.
Not good? Low on the club face, right?
Yeah.
Felt like it slid up the top of the club face. Good news is look at this divot versus these divots. So this is more of a sweeper, which means you've quieted your hands down. That is more of a digger. Okay? So that's where I would have you start, is with the club face. Have you take a pitching wedge, hit short little shots halfway through, take your lower body completely out of it, see how many you can get to rope and hook through until you can really get that feeling going, and then transition into your normal swing. And the nice thing is, when you finally release the club right, you'll feel more comfortable with hitting your push from the inside to out, and then we won't have to talk about trying to throw the club over the top or cast it or however you want to say it, pull it towards you, all those different expressions. All you really need to do is start with the club face, let the toe release, and go from there, and then after that you can wrap it up, work on that, the way that your club path works through the golf ball. And then if you wanted to get really aggressive with it, you could change your stance slightly, not a huge amount, just enough to give you a little more spring in there so that you can build speed into your swing, is really what's going on by flexing your knees a little bit more. You are always going to be quicker if you're in an athletic position, firing your hips through based on the spring and tension that's built up in your knees versus standing straight up. So, sound good? Well, thank you for your patience all these weeks. I